Hi everyone, this is Ellie. With the release of the Spirit World main story, or at least the first 3 routes, I figured there might be some new or returning players, and so I've decided to revamp my original beginner's guide, which is now unlisted, now that things have changed in-game and we also have more community resources available. Please bear in mind that this will be a long and detailed video, so make use of the video chapters below. I'll also include some important information in the video description, so check that out as well. Honestly, this video took a really long time to make, so if you found any part of this video helpful, please like and subscribe. So first, I will be moving from left to right of the home screen. First, top left corner is the settings. So here you can just change the volumes and the languages here. There's also some other stuff. Please read through these on your own. To redeem a gift code, you can go to redeem code down here. You can also contact in-game customer support by clicking support here. I'm not going to actually click it, but you should see that's right here. In-game announcements, you can also access in notice here. There it is. Next in story, this is story text and autoplay settings. Check those on your own. The voice here, these are voice packs. Personally, I've never touched this part before. Now the resources part is important. I recommend all players check whether or not you've downloaded everything here. If your card's ult animation is not coming up, make sure to check if there's anything you didn't download here. I'd also recommend checking the auto download box down here. And this is a new feature, so if you don't have that enabled, or if you haven't checked this feature yet, for the returning or the older players, make sure to check that. Here you can change your home screen display. I believe this is, you can only change it or customize it if you have the VIP monthly pass. And then here you can customize your login screen. Now, next to the settings, we have the mailbox. In-game compensation and rewards will generally be sent here, so make sure to claim them. There is a claim all button here. You can also save mails so they don't get deleted by clicking favorite. So for example, the favorite here, you can click that and it'll save the mail so it doesn't get deleted. Next to the mailbox, we have your monthly sign-in and daily quests. This is the monthly sign-in. Daily quests are here. Please make sure to claim these promptly. There's also a claim all button down here, but this will not automatically claim these rewards on the bottom. So you have to claim these manually. Next, moving on to the academy here. First of all, if we go in left to right order at the bottom, outfit, you can change the MC and also the male lead's chibi outfits here. Please note that these outfits only apply within Academy and are not the actual date outfits. Those are different. Now, if we go to sketch, every day you will get a free sketch. You can also use sketch tools. You then select a location and they will indicate where the male leads are. So for example, if we go to port here, then you would press collect all at the top right corner. So this is where you would use your sketch bubbles, and it does say how many you have right here. I would recommend focusing on one category at a time, starting with the one that you have more built SSRs for. And I will list the formation buff each one provides in the video description, but other than design, you can choose to start with whichever. For example, if I'm going with intensity here, and I think as you could see, the max for each one is 50 right now. So here they'll ask you to connect inspiration. The only way you'll get an S rating is if you connect 3 bubbles that relate to the theme. If you connect all 4, you'll get an A rating. If you connect 3 incorrectly, you'll get a B rating, but these will unlock achievements. So for example, this is Mermaid Story. We're going to connect the 3 that deal with this theme. Now here they'll ask to gift the sketch to someone. I always choose an important NPC instead of a male lead because it's easier to increase affinity of male leads. These important NPCs, and I'll list them out in the video description, they do give rewards based on their affinity. Now if we go back, now the third button at the bottom, Art Exhibition, if I hit confirm here, I get a certain number of gold. There is the bonus that comes with the illustras that you selected. William will say, see, it says port in red text. That means port will give more bonus, gold bonus. So you want to click whichever place that is highlighted in red by William. Select the first few that you have and then choose the promo period. Now this is one of the more stable sources of gold income in the game. However, it's not a lot. Now if we go to itinerary next, here I also prioritize important NPCs, for example, Sebastian here. You can randomize or refresh the list here, and here I'm just gonna go with this. Now there are certain preferences that will add or subtract affinity. Those are a bit more detailed, but just keep in mind that that does exist. And then after that, again, I will click on an NPC, an important NPC here. Now, next in date, if they come looking for you, that means the affinity has to be greater than or equal to 9 for them to come show up at your door. So here, tapping the male
如果你
lead
喜
will
欢的话，
grant you
就点点
stamina
头，
and clovers, and also if you tap again,
或者偶尔还有
affinity,
回绿手帮忙。
and you can
你呢？
increase affinity this way twice a day. If you go to outfit here, you can access the voice lines. Match will be your outfits and accessories are up here. Gift is it's pretty easy to understand. Map, you can change the background. So for example,
测试秀一术
this
嘛。
music is where you can change the background music that plays. Finally here, you can check Sketch Codex is up here. This is basically what have you unlocked. The art skills are what I just mentioned, the using the sketch bubbles to upgrade these categories, and the reputation is where you can check your NPCs. You can also access the date screen directly from the home screen right here.
我的猫刚刚跟我说，它有一点想。
Next, if we go to profile in the bottom left corner here, you can change your avatar and avatar frame and chat box. This is here, you can change your MC avatar or Illustra avatar, recolors, your frames you can choose here, and then the chat boxes here. Then on the right, you can check your Illustras and Picturas and recolors that you own here. You can also check your inventory and items over here. Your assist Illustra is what you set so that other people can borrow your card. Make sure if you do set an assist, make sure to equip the pictures. This is a friendly reminder. And then you can also change your profile background at change style in the bottom right here. And you can just set whichever. One thing to note is that every week you have a share function here that will reward you 30 diamonds. So you can press here and then make sure to actually share it. You can't just click this and exit. That won't proc the rewards. Next, if we go to gallery, first, usually you will have if there's an event going on, you will have your event banner here. Sometimes there's like a rotation banner that looks like this. This is the standard banner. And this is your Pictura regular standard Pictura banner. And then your friendship banner. First of all, I want to mention that every time there's an event, I will put out an event video guide. So make sure to check that out, as sometimes the banners have special rates or there's like special upgraded functions or features. So make sure to check that one out. So I won't go over it here. Also, I would not advise you pull on the standard banner after your 20 beginner pulls. And really, your first gacha priority should be the 20 beginner pulls. You're guaranteed to get an SSR. Your priority should be to raise whichever SSR you get from that beginner banner to level 100. That should be your first priority. Just focus on getting that one SSR to level 100. And the reason for that is that the highest level of the assist you can borrow is limited by your highest level card. Meaning, if your highest level Illustra is, for example, level 79, then the highest level assist that you can borrow is also level 79. But if your highest level Illustra, the SSR that you just got, is level 100, you can borrow other level 100 cards. And I would say the vast majority of good assists that you can borrow are level 100. So please make sure to actually pull on the 20 pull beginner banner first. One thing that I should also mention is that the sketch times 10, so one 10 pull, guarantees an SR. However, 10 individual pulls does not guarantee an SR, so try not to do single pulls. Now for the friendship banner, every day you will get a free 10 pull here. That's kind of whatever. These friendship points up here you get from basically other people borrowing your assist. So next, if we take a look at the shop, you will be given a free pack every single day. So what you do is you go to permanent pack and then the red notification free here. You can grab that. These are basically where you buy things with real money. You can see your total top-up amount by going here and then the different stage rewards. You can check through up here, view privilege. I would not recommend purchasing these. I honestly think the packs are generally more worth it. But again, this depends on your own purchasing habits. Next, the VIP pass. This is basically your monthly pass. If you buy anything from this game, I would recommend getting this VIP pass. It is the most bang for your buck. And one thing to note about the VIP card is that you can stack this. Obviously, if you stack it, it doesn't mean you get like 2 or 3 times the rewards per day, but it's stacking the duration of the pass. There is a maximum. I believe you can stack up to 2 years worth of VIP passes. I'm not actually super sure about that, but it is stackable. Next, if we go to redeem, this is mostly stuff that you can buy with diamonds. There's nothing really to note here. If you are like kind of a newer player, you might need to purchase these feathers. These feathers basically allow you to ascend your Illustra skills past a certain point. I believe it's level 6 and level 10. A lot of event shops will also allow you to redeem the feathers. It's generally more worth it to buy these from the event shops, but in case there's no event and you really need the feathers, you can purchase them here. This Aurora diadem is a weekly purchase of 1. It does allow you to change the ending of Godheim, but the ending Picturas cannot be obtained again. So basically, whichever ending you get for Godheim, you get the corresponding Pictura for it. However, if you change the ending, you will not get the corresponding Picturas of the new endings. This is just for a story reading experience. Next, if we go to Picturas, I would not recommend buying the Dove vouchers, and the Dove vouchers are basically polls for the Pictura banner, and I find it very hilarious that they directly say it here: practice diligently and redeem with tin coins, don't just buy it from the shop. So they're already telling you don't buy it here. Now for these random Picturas, you have to buy them with memory resharpened vouchers. These are hard to obtain if you're a newer player. Dove's Awakening is basically material that you can use to upgrade the Pictura effects on 3-star Picturas. Power of Books is for the 2-star or 1-star, I believe, Picturas. Now, if we go to creation, there isn't really much to talk about here. I wouldn't recommend touching anything from this shop, honestly. The only thing worthwhile to talk about is the Enlightenment ×5. You would get this through the inspirational draft, which you would obtain by dissembling an SSR. Now, I don't usually recommend that. Now, this is a friendship shop. Basically, all of these are just like aesthetic stuff. So these are profile backgrounds, and then your paint box vouchers here that you can buy. Again, these are just polls for the friendship banner itself. On the CN server, they eventually did add some new stuff, but that isn't until like very far down the line, so I wouldn't worry about it right now. The theater, if you have access to the Chrono Theater, which I'll mention later on in this video, you'll use the currency that you obtained from Chrono Theater to buy things in this shop here. This is like SIM card stuff. These are like calls basically with the male leads, certain buttons you can buy here. There are 2 times of the day where you can claim free stamina from the cat, which is right here, the cat here, and it'll say this does differ depending on what server you're on. Make sure to check what the times are for your server. If you do join our fan-made community Discord server, you can opt in to get pinged for the stamina resets depending on your server. You can claim the stamina using diamonds if you do miss the duration that it is free. Personally, I would not recommend that if you are a free-to-play or a lower spender. However, if you spend a moderate amount, you may choose to do so if you have enough of a diamond stash. Now, if we look at story, this is where you're going to access your main story. All of them are here. If you go to Modern World and then Chrono Theater here, so Chrono Theater is a challenge mode that will drop these film tickets that you use to purchase items in the theater shop that I mentioned earlier. This mode is permanent, and it is slightly more endgame content, so if you're a new player, I wouldn't really worry about it right now. I do have a guide up for Chrono Theater up on my Notion site, and my Notion site in general will be linked in the video description. Next, if we go to Notebook here you can access affinity events for each of the male leads and also information about them and their preferred themes. If we go to social now this is pretty self-explanatory. The message is basically where you get messages from the male leads. Call is where you can call the male leads. Of note, you can change their nicknames here. These are the SIM cards that I was talking about in the shop earlier, and you can initiate calls with the male leads using the SIM cards. If we go to artwork, if you receive a new Illustra, it will have an associated artwork, which you can then publish, like these. Discover is where you can find the theaters that other players have published. Theme, currently there's nothing in theme. I believe these were originally released with an event at the time. You can get film vouchers, so these pink tickets here, through the missions on the left over here. You can also change your avatar by clicking up here. Now about the puppets, if we go here, so here is where you can make the puppet theaters that we had just seen in social. Fitting room is where you can purchase and unlock these outfits, these puppet outfits for the different male leads, the cat, and also MC. So if you saw on my home screen, there was a puppet on this display. To change the puppet on display, you can click the double arrows here and choose whichever one you want to be displayed. So for example, if I now change it to the painter one, it now has the painter as the one on display. If there's an event going on that involves additional stories, it will usually be available through here, right here. Lost Bloodline is the current event, but it is usually in this place right here. If there are other events going on, it will be down here in event, bottom of the home screen, event here. Something important about the event is that it's almost always recommended you spend your stamina first buying things from the event shop, as it is most stamina efficient. I usually will put out a video guide for each event, so I'm not going to go into any details here, but you may check those out whenever you end up watching this video. If we go to practice now, so this is a lot of where the stamina is going to go if there is not currently an event taking place. So Aurora Theater is where you get Illustra EXP. The Ascension materials, these differ by day, so make sure you farm the correct one. Mock Battle is Pictura EXP, both days on each weekend. You get 3 runs that are double drops. In Dreams, skill materials, like the Ascension materials, these differ by day. Now, Pictura memories. So the first 50 levels, 1 through 50, they drop tin coins. The tin coins are basically the currency that you use to pull from the Pictura banner. From levels or floors 51 through 60, these drop the memory resharpen vouchers. These you use to redeem those random Picturas in the shop that I mentioned earlier. Once a week, you should be able to raid this Pictura Memories Tower, and it'll clear up to, I believe, 5 levels below your highest clear. If you do reset your progress, you can only go up to level 50. I don't advise that you spend 300 diamonds to do this, though. For those of you who are struggling with floors 55 through 60, I do have my own runs from, I think a few weeks ago or a few months ago on my YouTube channel that you can check out for reference. Next event, we have Codex. Now this is where you're going to access your cards, so to speak. Your Illustra is here, and then your Pictura is here. So first, you can organize by level, rarity up here. There's also this filter button that you can use right here that allow you to select certain types of Illustras. This grid-looking button here allows you to change the display of your Illustras. And then this disassemble here allows you to, that's pretty self-explanatory, allows you to disassemble Illustras. Now, if we go to Pictura, same thing, rarity attribute, also the filter thing. There's also the display change you can do here, also disassemble. I have detailed Illustra guides up on my Notion site as well as FAQs. I would recommend you take a look at the FAQs section first. About Picturas, I also have a Pictura guide up, way more detailed than what I can describe in a video. I will direct you to my Notion site as well. Also, feel free to ask questions that are not covered in this video or on my Notion site, either in the Q&A section of my Notion site or in the comment section of this video below. I do want to reiterate, though, that the priority is to pull on the beginner banner where the SSR is guaranteed in 20 pulls first. After that, you want to prioritize leveling that SSR up to level 100. The reason why you want to prioritize SSRs is because it goes up to level 100, while SRs and Rs don't go up to 100. The 4 different categories of Illustra types are Intensity, which is this symbol up here. You can find them on the top right corner of each Illustra. The Color, which is this symbol. Emotion, which is this heart symbol. And Design, which is this one. So about the Illustra itself, for example, if we take this one, you can level up the Illustra with plus training here. At a certain point, for example, if I level up right here, at levels, I believe 50, 60, 70, and 80, they will require you to use Ascension materials. Now, the skills over here, each Illustra will have 2 skills and 1 ultimate. The skills are usually pretty important. If you want to find out what a skill priority is for a specific Illustra, make sure to check my Illustra guide on Notion. And now here is where you would upgrade your ultimate. If you have multiple copies of one card, this is where you would stack them. If you don't have multiple copies of one card and you want to upgrade the ultimate, you will have to use enlightenments. Now it's 20 enlightenments for one SSR level, I believe 15 for an SR, and then 10 for an R. In any case, you never want to use enlightenments on anything other than SSRs. These are very, very hard to come by. If you want to take an SSR ultimate from level 1 to level 6, which is the max, it takes a free-to-play about 7 to 8 months to do so. So please be cautious about how you use these enlightenment resources. Also, if you want to know what the enlightenment priority for an Illustra is, please check out my Illustra guide on Notion. Now, if we go to Reminiscence, this is where you equip your Picturas. Picturas are basically like equipment in any RPG game, MMORPG. This is basically what your Illustra wears. I won't go into the details about what types of Picturas are recommended. Those are in my Pictura guide on Notion already. Now, there's an effect Pictura, so the top Pictura, and a bottom Pictura, which is the resonance. The effect one, if I just use this one, Pure White Garden here, the effect, it says activated, increase the initial ultimate charge of Illustra by 40. The resonance is this other thing here. And then you would equip the resonance. They do mark it for you already. Now, something to take note of here. You see that the effect is now inactive, but the resonance is now activated. And the attribute here says times 20. The thing to know about this is you only get 20% of the attributes from this Pictura. And so when you're leveling a Pictura set, you always want to level the effect Pictura first, so this top Pictura first, and then the resonance Pictura when you have the kind of excess resources to do so. Ultimately, it is preferred to use full sets. I know if you're a really new player, that might not be possible, so just try and work with what you have. Again, check out my Pictura guide on Notion for more information. Next to Codex, we have Formation. This is basically where you form your teams, and they do give you different slots for different teams. One thing to note is that the formation buff is indicated in the top left corner here, and again, those will be written in the video description. You can also directly change the Pictura sets that you've equipped by going to the bottom left, Pictura Formation Edit, and you can directly edit from here. If it says unapplied, don't fret. All you have to do is click apply here, and then now they're applied. Another very important thing is that you can drag the assist around on your team. So a lot of the assists that you will borrow will probably be stronger, or at least as strong as your own cards. So if you put them in the earlier 3 slots, you will usually be able to clear enemies faster. Next, if we go to achievements here, pretty self-explanatory. This is where you have achievements. If you have any to claim, they will appear as a red dot here, so you don't have to worry about missing them. Chronicle, this is where you're going to find your event story, main story replay, other stories, expedition. So about these stories and chronicles and stuff, we do have a recommended reading order that is available on my Notion site. If you don't own those cards or the event stories, do use YouTube to look them up. I do have 2 channels listed in the document that can help you out. Next is friends at the bottom right. You can customize your own space here. You can edit what you write in your bio over here. You press this button here. You can also customize your photo wall by clicking on them. There's also a comment board, friend requests, and are here. You can add others. You can show assists. Classmates is where you find your friend list, a maximum 99 right now. You can also show assists. If you click quick gift, every single day, you can receive 40 stamina max from your friends. As a newer player, it is kind of hard to clear certain content, and so your assist that you borrow becomes extremely important in whether or not you can clear certain stages. And so I would highly recommend new players try and add older players who have strong assists so they can help you out. The caveat with that is most strong cards are level 100, so you will need to max out one of your own cards to borrow theirs. Last but not least, there is a second floor. If you hit the arrow here, you can also, you can also directly just swipe up like this. It'll take you to the second floor. And this is where House of Destiny is. This was a feature launched with the Destiny's Call. I would recommend that maybe you want to check out that video instead. You do unlock different endings for each one. These are not random. The guide that has been made by Lemon from our Discord server is in the video description below if you are interested in this feature. That'll be all for the video. If you found this video helpful, please like and subscribe.